Coming to you from the Deep South, this is the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. High-impact leadership is not reserved for leaders, and it has nothing to do with your position, title, or rank. However, it does have everything to do with your character. It's time to climb to the next level and beyond, personally and professionally. Now, let's start making it happen with your host, Mac Story.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast today. And today we continue the series on managing people versus leading people and the difference in the mindset of managers versus leaders. So today we're talking about the energy source. Where do managers get their energy? Where do leaders get their energy? Two completely different places. And so, again, as you listen to this series, and I believe it's going to be about 17 parts to this series. Today we're on part 7. So just looking at a lot of different characteristics and different viewpoints relative to specific traits and that sort of thing relative to leaders versus managers. So when it comes to energy, managers of people thrive on control. They give orders to move others to action, and they're most excited when they are in control, making things happen through the manipulation of others. That's just what they do. Most of us don't like following managers. Typically, if we're following managers, it's because we have to, not because we want to. And here's some leadership truth. If we're following a manager because we have to, and we really don't want to, that's our problem, not their problem. They're not responsible for developing us. We're responsible for developing us. So if I'm having to follow a leader I don't like, or working in a job I don't like, or work for an organization I don't like, that's my fault. Nobody on this planet is responsible for making me have options I don't have today, except for me. Yeah, I wish they would change. They may never change, though I have to work on me. But relative to managing people, managers thrive on control. That's why they're managers of people, not leaders of people. So leaders of people, they exhibit passion. Instead of control, they're thinking release. Instead of controlling the people, they're thinking releasing the people. But they're passionate about growing and developing people, helping them achieve more than they thought they could achieve. They motivate and inspire others to take action. It's not about giving orders. It's about motivating and inspiring. And leaders of people are most excited when they're able to influence others to take initiative and make things happen. And for me, that was what I discovered leading those hundreds of process improvement lean teams from 2005 to 2012, those 11,000 hours leading teams of people through change, process improvement change, organizational change, cultural transformation. That's when I really, really discovered, when I started really leading people, that's when, again, I taught a lot of these principles I'm sharing with you now all the time to help people learn how they needed to be, meaning they needed to be a leader and not a manager. But that's when I really discovered my passion was releasing people to help them do things maybe they thought they didn't want to do or they thought they couldn't do, but helping them, motivating and inspiring them to believe in themselves. So a leader of people, these type of leaders, again, those leading with character, moral authority, they're always self-motivated. Leaders who are motivating and inspiring others are self-motivated. They don't require others to motivate them. If you ever notice managers of people, and I'm sure you've dealt with and seen far more managers of people in your career than leaders of people. And if you're listening to this podcast, again, even if you were a manager of people in the past, if you're listening to this, you're either a leader of people today or you're intentionally trying to move yourself to become a leader of people. So I commend you for that and respect you for that, because that's what our world needs is more leaders. So this type of leader of people, they know if they cannot motivate themselves to action, they will never be able to motivate and inspire others to action. Again, managers of people, they require their leaders have to do a lot of motivating of them. And if they have managers of people as leaders, then no one's motivating anybody. It's just a lot of status quo type things going on. But leaders of people, because they're working out of passion, they make things happen. Their energy comes from passion. And their energy and drive is contagious, and it spreads to those around them. It spreads to their team, and it spreads through their team. And again, I've seen this throughout my career. Managers walk in the room, and it's like they just stuck a pin in a balloon. When the manager of people walks in a room, they let the air out of the room. You can just see it. You can literally see it. I've been in a room before, leading teams, and the team is engaged. They're fired up. They're around the table. They're working on maybe a future state. How are they going to get where they want to go? And they're developing a plan, and they're all engaged. And this manager of people walks in the room, starts directing, telling, making decisions, and the air goes out of the room. The people sitting around the table who were engaged a minute ago are now silent. Most of them are leaned back in their chairs, have their arms crossed. Some of them are rolling their eyes. That's what managers of people do. They thrive on control, and they like to get all in the middle of everything and try to take control. That's who they are. Leaders of people, I've seen the same thing happen. People are fired up and they're engaged, and I've seen leaders of people walk into a room. And again, I'm talking about people with formal authority in the previous example and in this example. But the leaders of people walk in, pat folks on the back, ask them what they're doing, and let them share some of their successes. And if they've got any question about what's going on, they ask questions. They don't give directions. They steer with questions. And they let the team decide, because what they know is when they walk in the room and everybody's fired up, they know the team, leaders know the team is owning the project. And that's what a high impact leader wants them to do, is to own the project. Managers of people want them to own the project too, but they don't know how to do it. So when they walk in the room and they see everybody's fired up, they look for what's not going right or what hasn't happened that they want to happen, and they try to interject their authority into the situation and try to make it happen that way. Instead of asking questions, they give directions. That's when they let the air out of the balloon. So think about your mindset. If you're a leader, a formal authority leader, or you're aspiring to be a leader, where do you get your energy from? If it's controlling the people and controlling everything that's going on, you have a manager mindset. If it's about releasing the people and you're passionate about releasing the people and you want to help them succeed, you get your energy from motivating and inspiring others, then you have a leader mindset. So I hope you're reflecting, thinking about who you are, where you are, and who you want to be and where you want to be. And everything's riding on your mindset. What needs to change? So I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Talk to you next time.
Make it happen, or someone else will. It might as well be you. Are you serious about taking your career and your life to the next level and beyond? Check out Mac Story's Blue Collar Leadership series books and others, now available on audio, along with paperback and ebooks at Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Please visit bluecollarleadership.com to learn about Mac's books, programs, special offers, certifications, and more. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast.